Hello friends, I'm George, the nice manic gentleman. One of my best recent discoveries when it comes to cheap fragrances has been the Rue Broca TRM, a fragrance that impressed me with its high quality scent-wise, great performance and a low price tag. So that got me interested into the brand of Rue Broca. And about a month ago, I saw another fragrance from that very same house being available online, so I immediately ordered it. The fragrance that I'm talking about and that I'm going to be talking about in this video is called the Rue Broca Luminus. This is the box that the fragrance comes packaged with. It has this blue color on it with some silver accents. On the front you get the name of the company, the name of the fragrance, along with the concentration EDP and the bottle size 100 milliliters, some additional information on the sides along with a production date that it's stamped, and it says March of 2023. And then this is how the actual bottle looks. It's kind of heavy and it's vaguely reminiscent of something like the Spice Bomb bottles. Kind of reminds me of a hand grenade. The glass is heavy, but the cap is very light. It's plastic and feels very low quality. On the side you get the name of the fragrance Luminous, and on the top the name of the fragrance house. Now let's talk about the scent of this fragrance. Now it was kind of hard to find a note breakdown because this is not listed on Fragrantica, it's listed on Perfumo, but there's no note breakdown over there. I was able to source a note breakdown which turned out to be quite accurate, and it reads the following. The top notes are cinnamon, nutmeg and blackcurrant, the middle notes are lavender, grapefruit and cardamom, and the base notes are amber, musk, patchouli and oak moss. Let me show you the sprayer in action, which is actually very nice. It's a pressurized atomizer, so you can control the amount of sprays, and it's quite impressive for the price tag of this fragrance, which I'll talk about in a minute. This fragrance opens up with a blast of that blackcurrant note. It's very sweet blackcurrant note in here, with a bit which is mixed with a little bit of that grapefruit note. So it's sweet with kind of slightly freshness. The grapefruit note feels a bit fresh in this fragrance. There's also some cinnamon, definitely the nutmeg, you can feel it in here. You can feel the lavender, but they play more of a support role in the opening of this fragrance. And there's a touch of spiciness. Now I don't think this is the cardamom that I get from that spiciness in the opening. Feels more like a pepper note, something like that, which is not listed. Then on the dry down, this becomes sweeter. The grapefruit note disappears a little bit. You get a mixture of that blackcurrant, that nutmeg, a hint of the cinnamon. Also the amber starts to kick in on the dry down. You get some muskiness, definitely, and also a bit of that mossy feel from the oak moss. I don't pick up much of the patchouli on the dry down. So you get a slightly fresh and slightly spicy, sweet, fruity opening, and then on the dry down you get a mix of that blackcurrant, amber sweetness with a bit of that muskiness and some mossy feel from the oak moss. And now to answer the question, what this is actually close to scent-wise, well, it turns out that this is a clone of your Sauvage Elixir with a bit of a twist, that fruity twist that Rue Broca have added here. Also, because of that blackcurrant note, this kind of reminds me somewhat of a fragrance from the house of Afnan, the Supremacy Not Only Intense. And now, for those who don't know, the brand of Rue Broca is actually a sub-brand of Afnan. So I think at the end of the day, it's kind of normal that you get a bit of that blackcurrant note from the Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense. Think of it that way. It's like maybe an 85%, a mix of 85% of the Dior Sauvage Elixir DNA with 10 to 15% of that Supremacy Not Only Intense DNA. When we talk about performance, the Luminous Night unfortunately turned out to be sort of an average performer. Now, my experience with the other Rue Broca fragrance that I have, the Rue Broca TRM, has been great because that one is a great performer, but Luminous is more on the average side. I get about 6 to 7 hours of performance on my skin with pretty strong projection in the first about hour and a half. Price wise, I paid less than $25 for this fragrance, which I think is a nice price tag considering that you get an interesting scent profile that will get you very close to Sauvage Elixir, and you also get a pressurized atomizer. Versatility wise, this is as versatile as Dior Sauvage Elixir, maybe slightly less versatile. can be used all year round, maybe except with the hottest days of the summer. Because of the sweetness here, this can get glowing very fast. And where it lacks a little bit is the sort of the coldest days of the year, because it lacks a bit of performance, unlike the original Sauvage Elixir, which can be used all year round pretty much. And so, at the end, my final thoughts about the Rue Broca Luminus. Now, when I ordered this fragrance, I was hoping that this will be a clone of the one Luminous Night, but as it turned out to be, this is actually cloning your Sauvage Elixir. But it's an interesting twist that Rue Broca have added to this fragrance, adding that blackcurrant note, sort of like a fruitier, blackcurranty version of Sauvage Elixir. If you enjoy the original DNA of Sauvage Elixir, but you don't want to spend that amount of money, or you don't want to waste your precious spray of Elixir if you already have it, and for some reason you cannot find the Lattafa Asad, which is the other famous clone of Sauvage Elixir, definitely check out Luminous from Rue Broca. Or maybe you already have both Sauvage Elixir and Asad, Lattafa Asad, and you enjoy them a lot and you want to try something slightly different but generally with the same DNA. Again, you can check out Rue Broca Luminous. For me, this fragrance gets a like. Now, it doesn't get a love for one simple reason, and that's because it lacks performance, at least for the moment. Now, I'll let this fragrance sit and macerate for a while, and I'll check if this helps with the performance. If it does, I'll probably update you in a future video. But so far, as I said, this fragrance gets a like from me. And so, in today's video, I showed you the Rue Broca Luminous, an interesting take on the Dior Sauvage Elixir DNA. I hope that you found this video interesting or informative. If you did, give it a like. I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I hope that everybody stays safe, and I want to see you in my next video. Bye bye.